You know, that has to be trolling or one of the most brilliant bait and switches that Go-Go Loser Ranger just pulled. So I'm thinking the episode's not gonna end until the match is over. And then, as we're about to land what should be the final blow, that banger of an ED plays. And I'm salty, I'm talking some shit, I'm saying there's no, like, what are you doing? Like, okay, clearly the match must continue past that moment, because otherwise, why would you put the damn stupid ass previews in that? I'm like, oh, wait a second. I think they're just having a little fun here. The fact that they cut it off there, and whether you skip the ED or you watch it, then you actually get the resolution. There's something hilarious about that. But we did get the resolution, and not only did our boy D almost get exposed, because as he says, one hit from those blades, and it's kind of rip bozo. The fact that we finished day 1 out of, I think it's 3 days if I'm not mistaken, of this training, and the fact that it is such a whiplash in what's pretty much a non-stop action-focused episode, but once again, feeling very different than the past couple of episodes of Go-Go Loser Ranger, which has been a bit of a trend the past few episodes, is that they're just doing a lot of things different than what you've expected over the first few episodes, and I'm just left saying, man, this show is something special. Now, of course, I have full live reactions available exclusively over on Patreon if you're interested in seeing my full uncut thoughts and hype. Now, where do you even begin? I initially, when our boy D, 2 episodes back, give or take, when he beat Clown Boy in the head with some weaponry and also explode him, I thought to myself, man, I bet, you know, till you see a body, you can't say for sure someone's dead. And I had some people, I felt like I was getting gaslit, man. I was like, oh, what are you talking about? We clearly killed that guy. There's no way he comes back. And I said, all right, guys, you guys are right. Sure, whatever. Turns out, no, he is still alive. And if anything, I think he's probably my favorite character on the Ranger side who isn't, like, the central characters. Because, of course, we have Crazy Bitch, who is one step away from stabbing us in the face. Of course, we have Real Hibiki, and technically they're both on the Ranger side, but I'm talking about, like, because those are our main characters, so to speak. If I'm looking at any of the other characters we've met, there's something about this man who face paints like a goddamn Joker wannabe. His VA is, I think, what really sells me on him. The VA always nails it with these performances, but there's something so charming and just, like, the dude's a troll. The fact that at one point he's just like resting on the car, striking a pose for his like summer calendar photo shoot, the guy's just hilarious and I love him. But honestly, he's had a bad week. There's no other way to put it. He's been blown up, he's been beat over the head, like he's like literally in half a body full of bandages. And the fact that he almost got truck-cooned is just the icing on the shit cake that he was forced to eat. So at one point our boy D ends up stealing a rent-a-van here, and I thought what was going to happen was he was just going to run his ass over. And that was funnier the longer I was thinking of it. Could you imagine? Just put yourself in his shoes where he's like, you know, just imagine the excruciating pain he's probably going through, but he's still putting up one hell of a performance and fight. And then as you're like, man, I can't wait to take some Advil after this, maybe put a ice pack on my back, and then he just gets Van-cooned. We got Truck Coon's long lost sibling Van Coon about to like isekai him. It's just funnier the longer you think of it. But the fight was really cool because obviously D isn't socializing the best, and his partner that he's forced to be with really doesn't like him and wants nothing to do with him. And he got humbled pretty quick, but I like the fact that rather than just leaving him for dead, we actually were able to use him, and by the end, he's the reason why this dude couldn't move because he was holding on for dear life. But the fight was cool because they have some pretty interesting weaponry. Honestly, the only thing that I think lightsabers have above the weapons they're using in this show is that the lightsaber sound effect is way cooler than the one they use in Go-Go Loser Ranger. Else, I think whatever these Rangers are using is cooler than lightsabers. It can be a blaster, or it can be a goddamn laser sword. It's as cool as you can get. And I think it's interesting putting your main character who like even just a simple swipe on his arm with that blade would expose he's a duster. So he has to be extra careful, and unfortunately for him, the person he's forced to fight is kind of crazy. I wasn't sure exactly what his play was going to be, but the idea, because it's so dusty from like, you know, the fire extinguishers and stuff all exploding, the idea of transforming back and forth between the girl and the guy and basically like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you, and just get them so fired up to the point that they start fighting themselves is really, really clever. And honestly, I mean, if this is just day 1, what the hell is day 2 and 3 gonna look like? And like, the best part about something like Go-Go Loser-Ranger is while there definitely has been action, the thing that I think most of us have signed up for is the what the hell nature of this kind of Power Rangers twisted into this like big WWE sporting event where one dude just really wants to get revenge and kill these fools. It's just like there's so much at play and the characters are all fun. And initially walking into this episode, I was like, I want to see more on the Ranger side. Not just like the big honchos. I want to see the general people who are rising up the ranks, people Hibiki would be interacting with on a day-to-day basis. And they gave me that just in a way more action-packed episode than I was initially expecting. There's something about this show. There's something truly special and remarkable about Go-Go Loser-Ranger. Something that it just, we're 6 episodes in, and I really don't find myself saying, damn, this really reminds me of so-and-so moment from this. And it's like, no, this is fun. I don't know, like, this is the type of show that's like, I don't know how many episodes I'd want to watch of something like this, but I think 50 minimum is like at least the starting point of how many I could see myself enjoying. There's something about the show that's like, I feel like you could tell a 100-episode story and just do something truly crazy and just memorable. But even if we only get a couple of seasons worth of the show, I'm just thankful someone decided to adapt this, and thank God people decided to watch it even if it wasn't on their typical streaming services, because there's something about this one. The production is still really, really cool. At one point, Dee's partner, like kind of the way he was like hunched over, maybe I'm the crazy one, but did anyone else kind of get Kill la Kill vibes with how like the body animation was going for this dude as he was getting more exhausted and beat down? I don't know. There was something I was like, man, this dude would fit right in home with the Kill la Kill cast, but that's just me. This is fun. This is not what I was expecting, especially after the first episode. I mean, I thought it'd be more in the background that he would try to sabotage, and instead we're actually growing with Dee as Hibiki. Even if we never see, like, for the rest of the season, the actual Hibiki, because he's now currently handless in a forest somewhere as far as we know, there's still a lot we can learn about him as imposter Hibiki. And I think, as I said, I think it was either in last video or the video before that, a character who I had the lowest expectations for has become the most interesting character in this show, and that is Hibiki. Because without him, I think this show currently couldn't be as interesting as it actually is. The show's fun. It has a banger of an OST. I actually recently realized, maybe I'm the odd one out with this one too, but anyone who's watching both Kaiju Number 8 and Go-Go Loser-Ranger, the intro shots to both of their openings are oddly similar visually. There's something about the style to those two that I just absolutely love, how they start one with the hand, one with the pulling away from the weird kind of 3D kind of explosion kind of animation. I don't know. I just realized it watching it today, and I like it, but let me know what you thought, because this was the most action-packed episode, if we're being honest. And what did you think? How many of you skipped the credits and didn't realize we got to see after the battle was over? Because I bet there's at least a couple of you. Let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell so you know if I would upload more. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we have Talon, Tony Neal, Bassman280, Waka, Merc, Fear Machine, and we also have Keegan Miller. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.